I aspire to have the confidence and cool-headedness that Nicolas Cage has under pressure in this movie. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today our movie in the middle is Willy's Wonderland.
It's birthday time!
Willy's Wonderland stars Nicolas Cage as a mysterious man who has to fight haunted kids animatronics to the death. I'm not joking, that's it. This movie actually came out earlier this year, about a couple months ago, but I still haven't gotten to see *Malignant* yet due to some COVID-related issues. What else is new? And I finally actually did get to see this movie a couple weeks ago, so I still wanted to review it, especially because we are getting into spooky season, so I'm very excited. This movie has a surprisingly big amount of highs. It knows what it is, and it is ridiculous and awesome. It really goes balls to the wall with everything. The fights, the action, the dialogue, everything is just ridiculous and stupid, and I loved it. The fight scenes, especially between Nick Cage and the animatronics, are so ridiculous, but it's just fun to watch because it's so dumb, but it knows what it is. So it's not like they're like trying to make it super serious. It's just like, let's watch this happen. Especially because the design of the creatures is so great. The animatronics are, well, they're animatronics for real in the movie, but they also have stop motion for a lot of it as well when it has to be like really haunted and, really running it at Nick Cage or something like that. They did a really good job of, making them real. I don't think any part of it is CGI for any of the movie. And if it is, it's really small. They really tried to keep it practical, and that really helps sort of make it believable. Like, it's already a ridiculous plotline, but it is believable that these things are in front of him and actually fighting him. In terms of the rest of the design of the movie itself, it's really great because it has this sort of retro nostalgic feel, kind of like Chuck E. Cheese sort of has, but like even more so because it's got like, neon lights and all these really cool designs and sets within the actual restaurant itself. It was really cool because it kind of feels like it takes you back a little bit while being in a modern time. So it's almost like the space itself is this weird, like limbo, and that you go into it and you're like, I don't know what time it is or where I am. It's just this one location where all this weird, borderline stupid stuff happens. The best part about the fights, though, and about the whole movie, is that Nicolas Cage is not fazed at all. Like, pretty much at all. Like, he gets angry and he'll be like, all right, let's do this. Let's kill these things. And what I mean by that is that he is tasked with cleaning this restaurant in, like basically payment for getting his car repaired. And the cleaning is a major plot point. Like, no joke. Like, they actually show him legitimately cleaning for about a third of this movie. And the guy who tasks him with the cleaning says, make sure to take breaks. And he takes that very seriously. Like, literally, he sets his watch to beep every time he's supposed to take a break. And whether or not he's fighting a creature or cleaning or whatever he's doing, when that watch beeps, he takes a break. I should take a page out of his book on that. Just be at work and somebody's like, hey, can you do this huge thing for me? And I'm like, yeah, sure, beep, beep. No, just kidding, I gotta go take a break, like right now. But no, his character is great because he's literally a man who knows what he wants. He does not mess around. He says, this is the job I gotta do, and he does it. The one other thing that goes along with that, though, is unless I missed it at any point in the movie, Nicolas Cage does not speak a single word. It makes his character even better in that he just does what he does with no explanation. Everything he does is just through action and grunts, which honestly probably hams it up more because some of the reactions and how they shoot his answers to things, really funny. And that becomes even more interesting when the kids are introduced. There's a group of teens in this movie who actually know all of this is going on from the start. It was really cool because it's like we didn't have to have all of those scenes where it's like, oh, things are happening, it's getting weird, people are starting to find out what's going on. It's like, no, we just get right in the middle of it. We scrap all that and we're like, all right, they already know what's going on, they're just trying to blow it up. And I like the teens too because they have like a conscience. Like, they are still stupid teens. They make some dumb mistakes, which I'll talk about in a minute, but they actually have a conscience. Like, they're not just that like group of rebellious teens or those like, "You rotten kids." Like, it's like they actually care because they're trying to get rid of this curse and the reason that these animatronics really exist, and they want to blow up the whole thing, but then they see Nick Cage in there and they're like, no, we got to get him out first. So I really liked that they actually like weren't just terrible shitty kids. However, and this gets into the lows, they do, like I said, make some really dumb decisions. A lot of them are smart, but they it's like it needs to happen for the movie, but they do make a lot of dumb decisions here and there. Like there is a couple who, for whatever reason, in this haunted kids restaurant, decide to do it in front of an animatronic. So, but I think, in thinking about the movie again, the biggest low for me is towards the end. We get a lot more explanation of why this is happening, and that's to be expected. Like they're going to go into the movie saying that there's a reason this is happening. But for me, I almost wonder if this movie, being as ridiculous as it is, knowing what it is, I almost wonder if it would have been more interesting and more satisfying to never know why this happened. I don't know. That's just a personal thing that I just wonder. I don't expect them to not explain what's going on or have an actual plot with this. But I will say towards the end, I wasn't as invested as I was in like the first half of it, just because it was a lot more of explaining in the story and what's going on and why these things are going on. Weirdly enough, I actually enjoyed more of the just let me just sit here and watch Nicolas Cage beat the crap out of an animatronic. So it's not too much of a low because it's like, yeah, it's to be expected. They're going to. I respect that they have an actual story with it, but I just actually cared more about the fighting and the actual just being in the restaurant rather than the story behind it. It was really weird. Like that rarely happens for me. I really want things to be explained, but for some reason I liked the action more, and that's probably just because it was so dumb and ridiculous and fun. So overall, this movie is an incredible amount of fun. It's sort of like Scott Pilgrim in that it's done really well, but it knows it's sort of ridiculous, so it just goes for it and you just have fun with it. Is it a horror? Is it a comedy? Is it an action movie? Is it kind of all three of them? I think so. It's slightly scary, but it's more so kind of funny and awesome at the same time. And honestly, like Nick Cage does a lot of really weird things, as we all know, and a lot of really ridiculous things. But this one worked. I'm really glad he took this one because, in a weird way, it was one of his more grounded ones. That's saying something. I'm going to give Willy's Wonderland a 3.5 out of 4. Stick around for next week. I'm hoping I can get to see Malignant and then do a review on that because we are getting very close to October. And I'm so excited, not only for the amount of movies that are coming out, but because it's Halloween season. So, and as always, keep your hopes high, your stress low, and movies right in the middle. I'll see you guys later.